A very good evening to all. This is Rinki Singh, and today's topic is process of milk production and the milk secretion from the breast. Firstly, I want to explain one thing, and if you are the medical student and if you are the preparing the nursing exam, so this video is very helpful for you. So before we start the topic, from the topic you already understood that the topic said the how the production and the secretion possible from the mother breast. And before we start, we firstly must understand the structure of breast. After the understand the structure of breast, we easily understand the procedure how this production and the secretion milk possible from the mother breast. So before we start, let us start the understand the breast area of a mother. So as you can see the pictures of the breast of the mother, so we start from here, that is the portion of nipple. From nipple a baby sucking the milk, and before this we can understand very easily by this diagram. That's the lobe, and each lobe had lobules, and this lobes collected the lactiferous duct, and this collective ducts collected the milk into the ampulla, and this ampulla go through the nipple, and by the nipple baby easily sucking the milk. It is the very easy portion. Every mother breast have 15 to 20 lobes. How many lobes present at and each breast of mother? The 15 to 20 lobes present and each breast of the mother. So this lobe have lobules. Okay, further the lobes have lobules. Okay, that's you can see the structure of lobes. This structure, the sac like structure, that's called the lobes. And a mother breast, each breast has 15 to 20 lobes, and each lobes have various type of lobules and the alveoli too. So another things we must have to understand from this diagram, this is the breast area and the starting portion, that the nipple area, and the beside the nipple, that's called the ampulla. Understood? That's the this starting from the baby portion. When the baby starts sucking the nipple, suppose the baby is starting the sucking the nipple, very easily way you can understand in the very easy method, just understood by step, that the baby starts sucking the nipple of the mother breast, and then there is the various of nerves ending present at each breast. Okay, there is various nerve ending present and each breast. The nerve ending stimulate the stimulus. Okay, the nerve ending stimulate the stimulus, and this stimulus is responsible for the active the hypothalamus gland. You should only have to interconnected one word to another. Firstly, what have we understood here? Just firstly, the baby is starting sucking the nipple. Here the baby is starting the sucking the nipple. When he's starting sucking the nipple, each breast have various type of nerve ending, and this nerve ending, sensory nerve ending, is started stimulate the impulses. It is started stimulate the impulses. What done by the sensory nerve ending? The sensory nerve ending stimulate the impulses. Okay, it stimulate the impulses. When the stimulate the impulses, what is the work done by the impulses? Impulses activate the hypothalamus gland. If you are the medical student, I hope you already know about the knowledge of the gland. In our body there are the lots of gland present, and lots of gland responsible for the lots of work that we have day-to-day life do. So here the impulses active the hypothalamus gland, where the hypothalamus gland, the gland present at the base of the brain. Okay, suppose it there's a brain portion. Again, I have draw the brain portion here, and there the hypothalamus gland present. Hypothalamus gland present. Okay, so what the hypothalamus done? The hypothalamus, when the impulses stimulate the hypothalamus gland become active. When it become active, it stimulate two things. It stimulate interior pituitary gland and the exterior pituitary gland. And what is the interior pituitary gland and exterior pituitary gland? I hope you know the what is a pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is called also master gland. Pituitary gland is the P-shaped like structure. You can say the here if I rub the chalk, so you can easily understand pituitary gland is like this. Okay, the shape is like the P shape, and pituitary gland has the two part, that is the anterior and posterior. Interior part the front part and the posterior part is the back part. So when the hypothalamus gland become active, it stimulate both interior pituitary gland part, interior pituitary gland and the posterior pituitary gland. When both pituitary gland active, it secrete a hormone that's called the prolactin and oxytocin. Okay, here you can easily understand the main work of the milk production and secretion is starting from here. Okay, the main work of production of milk and secretion of milk is starting from this hormone, that is the important hormones, that both hormone responsible for the production of milk and the secretion of milk. So how can we say this both hormone is responsible for the both things? So when the hypothalamus active, then he stimulate interior pituitary gland, and interior pituitary gland release a hormone, secrete a hormone that's called the prolactin. And you can easily say what hormone is responsible for the production of milk. So the answer is prolactin hormone is responsible for the production of milk. What hormone is responsible for the production of milk? The prolactin hormone is responsible of milk. You can see the lobes and lobules inside of the lobes. Then lobules, in the lobules there is the hormone release inside the lobules that's called the prolactin, and by the prolactin hormone the lobes secrete and lobe product the milk, production of milk because of the prolactin. I hope you understand. And another things, when the hypothalamus gland active, it stimulate also posterior pituitary gland, that the back side of the pituitary gland, that's called the posterior. And the posterior pituitary gland release the hormone and secrete the hormone of the, that's called the oxytocin. Oxytocin, what is the work of oxytocin? Oxytocin release, oxytocin is responsible for the secretion of gland. Secretion of gland, that's you can, how can this work? Just understand the work of the oxytocin. When the oxytocin hormone worked, then the myoepithelial tissue present the breast area, this myoepithelial tissue start the contract, and when the contraction is starting, the blood from the lobules and lobes had start to contract, and the contracted is started when this ducts, by this duct is collected the milk from the lobes, and this collection it collected by the lactiferous duct, and then the lactiferous duct collect the milk by the contraction, and this all process as continue because of the oxytocin hormone. What done by the oxytocin hormone? Oxytocin is responsible for the secretion, and the secretion possible because of the contraction, and contraction done by the myoepithelial cell, myoepithelial tissue, and the myoepithelial start contract, then contraction start from the lobes and lobules, and when the contraction start, this contract the milk, and when it contract the milk, it started to go through the lactiferous duct collected the milk from the lobes, and it go through the ampulla, and when this all blood collected by the ampulla, the nipple, by the ampulla, the the milk go through the ampulla and go to the nipple, and when the baby sucking the nipple, it easily suck the nipple and take the milk. So here the process, just recalling the process, it is a very easy method, a very easy way, just understood. Baby start sucking the nipple, and when he sucking and he and she start sucking the nipple, the sensory nerve ending stimulate the impulses, and this by the impulses hypothalamus gland become active, and when the hypothalamus gland become active, it secrete and stimulate two two part of the pituitary gland, that is the anterior pituitary gland and the posterior pituitary gland too. When the both pituitary gland stimulate, the both pituitary gland secrete the hormone that's called the prolactin and oxytocin. Prolactin is the responsible for the production of milk, and oxytocin is the responsible for the secretion of milk. By this process, I hope you understand what is the criteria of the process of milk production and the milk secretion from the mother breast. I hope you understand. If you like this video, so like, subscribe and share.